Hi guys, thanks for joining me today to learn how to make the double crochet stitch. So I've already started out with a row of chain stitches. You can click on a link to go back and learn how to do those if you need. So I'm going to start right in with the double crochets that work into our chain stitch. Okay, here. Okay, so as you can see into our chains, I'm going to have you yarn over, and you're going to locate that space for your next chain and insert your hook into it. And then yarn over again and pull through just that first loop on your hook. So you should have 3 hoops remaining. Yarn over and pull through the next 2, leaving 1 on there, 1 in the one that creates from pulling through. Yarn over and pull through the remaining 2. Sorry if that wasn't super clear, but luckily we have a long time to practice here. I'm going very slow on purpose because that's the easiest way to learn, is to see exactly what my hands are doing so you can follow along. I recommend getting some yarn and following right along with me, pausing when you need to, speeding up or slowing down. So let's keep going. So yarn over before you put your hook through that next chain, and then find that next chain space, put your yarn in, put your hook in, excuse me, and then we're going to yarn over again, pull it through just that first loop. That's really important. Yarn over and pull it through 2 loops, and yarn over and pull it through the final 2 loops. And there's our next double crochet. So we're going to keep on going and practicing. This stitch is obviously taller, makes your project go a little bit faster than the single crochets, but they're all good for different situations. There's a lot of other stitches, but I'm trying to start out with some of the more important ones that can really get you going. They can be used for anything from your clothing to scarves to blankets. Just good go-to stitches. So remember pulling through just 2 loops at a time here. I'm showing you first making these doubles into the chain stitch row, because it looks a little bit different than when you work it into other rows that already have singles, doubles, crochets. So pull through just the first, then you remember you'll yarn over and pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through the remaining 2. As you get more practice with all these different stitches that we're learning, one thing that might be fun that I actually did myself in the past, I wish I had it here, but we are currently living the travel trailer life while we are building a house, so I don't have it here, but I actually made a crochet stitch sampler blanket last year, which was really fun. So basically all these stitches that you're learning with me, you can make a square out of each type of stitch, and eventually, there's really no rules, whatever ones you like to do, and eventually just start piecing them together until you end up with a nice big blanket to display all of the stitches you've learned. Once we are unpacked a bit, I'll try to find that one so I can show you guys in a future video. But for now, I'm going to just keep going through some of these basic stitches. So you can see here our first row of doubles coming together. I'm going to have you go ahead and comment below on what your favorite stitches are that you've been using for your blankets. I know some are more comfortable doing tighter projects with a lot of singles. Sometimes the doubles, or even more fancy stitches work to get a project done quicker. Again, another hint for getting those projects done faster, if that's what you're looking for, is picking the thicker yarn as it grows quicker. So just like in our single crochets, once you reach the end of the row, we turn the work. So that's exactly what it sounds like. You turn your work over, so you're always working from the right to the left. So now we'll be working into those stitches that we just made. Remembering to maintain the width of our project, you have to do some chains at the beginning. So when you're working with double crochet, you actually need to chain 3. So the point of chaining 3 before you start the row of double crochets is just to maintain that width. So if you forget to do the 3 chains, you can always go back and do it later, but you will recognize fairly easily that you forgot the chains by the fact that your work will be shrinking. You'll be losing a stitch as you go. So you always want to go back and count and make sure you're maintaining the right number of stitches. Looking here, so you insert your hook, yarn over, pull it through 1, yarn over, pull it through 2, yarn over, pull it through the remaining 2. Sorry, I do have a toddler running around and I got a little bit distracted, but follow what my hands are doing. They know what's up. So this row, again, I'm showing you the second row of doubles because it looks a little bit different than the first. And that is because we're working into another row of double crochets. When you insert the hook into your space here, you're working through what looks like 2 little pieces of yarn, which we call the front and the back loop. So as you insert your hook into this next chain space, you see from above there's a front and a back loop. Okay, so I'm purposely going through many stitches here just so you're able to follow along with me to get in a lot of practice until you become comfortable and are able to put this stitch into your own designs or into patterns that you're looking up. This is again the US double crochet. That's another important one to look at, as names of stitches are very similar between different countries, but mean different things, which is very unfortunate. I wish they would just pick completely different names so it can't get confusing. But this is the US double crochet. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this row out. And a little bit of a quicker speed, but you can always slow it down if you want to continue to practice. This thick yarn has been giving me some trouble lately. I'm very not used to it. This is not my go-to. I was in love with this color, so this is what we're working with. So there you have it, our 2 rows of double crochet, and that's it. So I hope that was easy enough to follow along. Go ahead and comment below what you'd like to see next, any questions or concerns, and subscribe to follow along for the other stitches.